Okay, so you want me to look up at the pottery up here?
Yeah, so these are a number of different pieces that our veterans have done. That pot on the right there is, has a hexagonal base, and it's just used with traditional coiling methods. And it still needs to be fired and glazed.
Okay.
So just an example of the range of things we can do with clay. The reason I started this 4 years ago is because, you know, I have chronic insomnia, you know, among other things. I'm considered a disabled veteran, and I found that working with clay and sculpting, which I've done since I was a teenager, just helped me compensate for lack of sleep, just really profound lack of sleep. And I knew there was, as a retired Air Force psychiatrist, I knew there was stuff that I could do in mental health to reach people that was kind of not the traditional thing where you're prescribing medication and sitting in an office across from somebody. So I just felt this was a more powerful way for me to reach people, I've chosen to open us to all media because I think that everyone really is an artist. They're just in search of a media, essentially. And this is Bob Lyle, by the way, our director of art programs. And Bob is an amazing photographer.
You should probably be videotaping this then.
I'm a photographer, not a videographer. There's a difference.
Okay.
So the reason the way I explain to people that art is so powerful is that the worst thing we come up against in this field is suicide, and we're all trying to find a way to decrease veteran suicides, and we have a long way to go. But I think of it as kind of getting into a dark space. It's the most dangerous thing for veterans, where you can't think of a way out, another way out. And what we try to do here is stimulate people's creative instincts and their ability to problem solve, so that if they get into that situation, they're able to think of an alternative in suicide. And so art is kind of a proxy for creativity, for the power of human creativity. And I just happen to do clay, and Bob does photography, and we're always looking for new artists with different media. We've got a piano, so if we can find a music therapist, that will be wonderful. And we all function here as peers. This is a peer center for veterans. It's non-clinical, and we're open for all the interventions that fall under complementary and alternative medicine that have low risk but high potential benefit. Whether it's massage therapy or acupuncture or Reiki. We're trying to find a new way to reach people, and I think this is a model that's really long overdue. I just thought we would have a conversation with Bob and with you, and I'll just sculpt the way I do with veterans when we.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because it's just really hard to draw people out verbally, which is another reason why the traditional office setting just doesn't work, I think, for a lot of people. So working with clay kind of lets you work with your hands and keeps you kind of focused on something, and that's why I think the conversations kind of tend to flow a little better. So we're going to be kind of an example of that here
Well, and I have to agree with you, because as somebody that has had PTSD diagnosed since 1994, I think that regurgitating your story and what you've been through, it might be good for just a little bit to help you understand things, but there comes a point when regurgitating what you've been through just makes you get back in that old groove, and you're stuck in that groove, and you relive it over and over and over. Thank you.